This Luffy versus Katakuri fight has to be one of the greatest fights since Rob, I think. At least when it comes to a matchup between Luffy and someone else. Just a 1v1. This is probably one of my favorites because just something about seeing Luffy backed up against the wall, fighting an opponent that is so beyond him in level and doesn't underestimate Luffy, but also on top of that is able to replicate everything, is able to kind of lose his cool, but then kind of get himself back into order and in shape again to where he can fight properly, again. It just makes this overall matchup very exciting, and I'm really liking this fight. I just want to state that. I know I've been saying it a lot in the previous chapter reviews, but I really want to emphasize the fact that this Luffy versus Katakuri fight is pretty freaking epic. It's really epic. I love Katakuri, love Luffy as a character. I just love this fight. So, anyways, before I talk about that, I want to mention the cover page of this chapter. Now, I don't normally mention cover pages of, One Piece. I mean, they're very important. They can show progression for other characters that are way away from what, events are going on in the current arc. And so I kind of want to mention something that's very important that happened in the cover page. You can assume what's going on the cover page at the beginning of the chapter is that the long-legged tribe and the long-armed tribe are probably going to make some form of truce and join the Straw Hat Pirate fleet. That is a likely possibility because we see two in the cover that we know will easily help out Luffy, and they might kind of settle the difference between the long-arm and the long-leg tribes before they can work together and work underneath Luffy. That is a possibility, so I'm looking forward to seeing that, because that could be what's going on right now, especially with that cover page. I'm looking forward to it. I wonder where Oda is actually going to take us. I wonder if he will update us in next chapter, or, maybe a couple chapters down the road. I'd love to see some form of, update to whatever's happening between the long arm and long leg tribe. Anyways, though, let's talk about the events of the fight. So, Luffy seems to be very upset. He looks upset. Now, it could be Gear 4 playing with my mind while, reading the chapter, but it looks like Luffy is extremely upset that Katakuri is not necessarily invincible. Now, like I said, I could be analyzing this wrong, because every time we see Luffy in Gear 4, it seems like he always, acts like that, but I don't know, just the way he seems so disappointed in, Katakuri obviously not being invincible, there's just definitely something going on there. But anyways, though, Luffy's like, you're not invincible, and, it's not that your mochi power, your devil fruit is very strong. It's your observation haki that makes you really strong. And so, in terms of what you're able to do with your mochi and stuff, it's impressive, it's strong, it's scary, you can replicate what I do. That's not what makes you strong or scary, it's your observation haki. That's what truly puts you on a whole new level. And he's like, every time I tried to hit you, and it looked like I was trying to hit you with haki, and it looked like you were, I was going through you, it wasn't the fact that my haki was not working, it was the fact is you were dodging my attack. So it looked like an illusion. It was actually just playing with Luffy's mind. What Katakuri was doing, he was messing with Luffy's mind in a way to make it look like Luffy's attacks were not having any effect whatsoever. It's kind of like this, okay? When Luffy normally attacks someone that's, a user like, I guess Akainu, or, what we have Katakuri now, usually if he doesn't use haki, he'll phase right through them. And since Katakuri has such a high level of observation haki he can see in the future, he's able to dodge in a way that makes it look like it's just going right through him. And so when he's just, shaping his body in a way, it makes it look like Luffy's just going through him. But in fact, he's just dodging. That's what he's doing. And we've seen very similar stuff from Luffy. Remember what Luffy was doing against Katakuri? He was dodging attacks. When, like, a fist was coming in from Katakuri or whatever, you have it to where Luffy would bash his head up against, the floor just to be able to dodge attack. And so that lets us know that's basically what Katakuri is doing. He just has more prep time. He's able to kind of stretch out in a way to where, attack will go straight through him, and that is what's happening. So it's just an illusion. That's exactly what it is. It's not the fact that Luffy can't touch him, it's just the fact his observation haki is so crazy. Now, we obviously found a fatal flaw here. There is a big flaw right now with Katakuri's observation haki, and that is him getting stressed out. Now, let's get into the nitty-gritty details of this. He basically lets Luffy know that, yes, he was not using observation haki because he was really upset. Like, Luffy stressed him out upset him because it interrupted his, donut time, saw the way he looked, saw his mouth, saw his teeth and all of that. He was really upset, and I dived into that in the last chapter review. And so, Katakuri, obviously, he was just shaken up, because it was like, he has a complex. He doesn't like people seeing that. He was just really upset, and so, in a fit of rage, he went at Luffy. And it wasn't like I said he was underestimating, he was just really upset. And because of that, it made it to where he wasn't able to use observation haki and dodge Luffy when Luffy came in. It wasn't the fact that, he could only use one haki at a given time. That could also be a reason. But the fact is he wasn't calm. So he wasn't able to properly analyze the situation. So in turn, that's how Luffy landed the blows against him. Now he states, yes, I was upset. And he's like, now I've calm and composed, and now I'm concentrating and I'm going to defeat you. That's basically what he does towards Luffy. He even counters Luffy, hits him while, Luffy's in gear 4 and just knocks him back. Now, this is the best way I think Luffy has, the best chance he has against Katakuri, is to do one simple thing. Luffy already knows. Luffy obviously already knows, okay, what, Katakuri's weakness is. He knows what made him upset. Luffy heard from Brule, what Katakuri is, how he's described by the family, Big Mom's family. So, Luffy knows what upsets Katakuri. He has a very good idea, most likely. And so, if he was to try to insult him in a way, mainly his mouth, because this isn't necessarily beneath Luffy. We know for a fact Luffy would probably do something like that. Luffy most likely would do something like that to be able to win. Make fun of the man, put him down or something, say things that kind of get him a little bit upset or triggered. I can see Luffy trying that, because right now, at this point, if Luffy can get around Katakuri's observation haki, Luffy stands a good chance. He can win. The only problem is if Luffy is able to retain his gear 4th a long period of time. That is what he's riding on right now. If Luffy is not able to maintain gear 4 for a long period of time, he still has a very short time limit, this is not going to last too long. As soon as he runs out of gear 4, it's over, because we know what happens to Luffy's body as soon as he runs out of gear 4. So, if he runs out of time before he can defeat Katakuri, GG. Over. So, right now, Luffy has a big decision, a big choice to make. He needs to make fun of Katakuri, make him very upset, make him have his complex come out, get him stressed out, and then land some blows against this man. That's basically what he needs to do. Now, here's the thing of why Katakuri necessarily can't avoid this. Many would say, like, wait, why doesn't he just plug his ears and all that, and he can't hear what Luffy's doing? That's the big thing, though. If he does that, it might interrupt with his observation haki. Because if he sees in the future and he knows what's going to happen, then that would mean he would hear Luffy. So that would mean that he would know what's going on, and so he cannot dodge Luffy's verbal attack against him, and that would bring him down. So yeah, that's Luffy's best shot at probably defeating him, is putting the man down, his face and all that. That's probably how it's going to be done. Anyways, let's talk about the other stuff of the chapter, which is the scene with Pudding and Sanji. So, Pound was in this chapter, and I feel very bad for the man. The man is, I know this is going to be a bad pun, but he's always getting pounded on. Like, the poor man is always getting, just always beat up. And I feel bad for Pound, I really do, because I know he's not the greatest guy to look at. He's definitely not a looker, but even then, I don't think the man deserves all the abuse he gets from the family, and I feel very bad for the man. I legit feel bad for him, because he's always getting beat up and all that. Nobody seems to really care or like him at all, besides, some of our characters that met him, like the Straw Hats, but nobody seems to really care about him, and I feel bad for him. I really hope, once everything is said and done with this arc, Pound is able to have a little bit of a happier life. I really hope he has a happier life with his, daughters and all that, and things are able to move on, because he seems like a really good dude. He's a really good dude, and I just hope he has happiness when everything is said and done, because I feel bad for what has happened to this man every single time he's probably in a chapter. So, also we have Oven popping up. We have actually one of Big Mom's children, Oven, popping up, and he is the one that was delivering the pounding to Pound, and he's there to kind of intercept the Straw Hats. So, Oven's going to have a little bit of action. Looking forward to seeing how he fights and all that against the Straw Hats, how the Straw Hats fare up against him. But overall, looking forward to that. But anyways, let's move into the Sanji and Pudding stuff. So, the cake making is still going on. They're making progress. They still have a lot of time until it's done. 9 hours until everything is said and done. So, right now, there's still a lot of time. and Luffy, like I said, is on the clock. The Straw Hats are on the clock, but they have a little bit more free time now, at the very least the Straw Hats on the Sunny, because right now the Sea Slugs underneath, they're not there. They're kind of hidden. So, right now Sanji has some time to work with, and knowing how he's very confident in Luffy most likely is going to be able to win. I really like that, by the way. I really like the confidence that Sanji has in Luffy when he's like, it looks like Katakuri's first loss is going to be today. I like that confidence. It makes me very happy. It just shows that he's like, I shouldn't doubt my captain. I shouldn't doubt my captain because this man, he's done so many things, so many crazy and bizarre things. There's just no way he's probably going to lose against Katakuri. Now, that could be like a misleading little segment of the chapter. Maybe Oda is trying to make us all assume that Luffy is going to beat Katakuri, but in reality, Katakuri could come out on top. Now, that would be a very unique and awesome twist if Oda did that. But I still do like the confidence that Sanji showed towards his captain. It just shows how many of them care and know that Luffy is a really strong individual and he's always able to kind of overcome the impossible. And this could be that type of situation where he overcomes the impossible, breaks his limits, and tries to defeat Katakuri. So, this entire moment, though, we have an update status report from Brule basically telling us what is going on and all that, and how everything is being planned. Oven is there, how Big Mom is, in a raging fit and all that. Pero is with, Big Mom, and Big Mom also is attacking Nut Island. So, Big Mom is decimating an entire island right now, which that probably could lead into some problems. I could definitely see that leading into something, like a big problem maybe for this arc, maybe kind of throwing off, Big Mom, Big Mom's crew completely, and maybe something's not able to get done in the 9 hours. Something like that could possibly happen for Big Mom to be going into this raging fit. So, yeah, we also have that. Then we move over into the Sea Slug stuff. So this is kind of like the final segment I want to talk about before I end this video. So, the Sea Slugs that, relay all the information to Big Mom's children and all that, let them know what's going on and, where ships are in the certain areas of Big Mom's territory. Well, we've all found out where they're at now. So, we have best shark shark waifu, basically, of this arc, underrated girl, by the way, come out and do a Disney song. No joke, I got some extreme Disney vibes from this chapter, and this ain't the first time I got that from this arc. I've gotten like an Alice in Wonderland vibe, Disney vibe from, this arc, and so seeing this, it makes perfect sense. It fits with the theme of the Big Mom arc we're currently in, Whole Cake Island. Because, let me back up and explain. The entire aspect of this arc, like the talking furniture, the houses, these objects and stuff, that's like Alice in Wonderland type stuff. It's crazy, and it's messed up. But then, we also have, like, certain singing and stuff that reminds you of, like, a demonic Disney. And, I mean, I don't think I need to remind everyone of the great episode from One Piece, and then also the chapter when Big Mom is singing with everyone, and talking about the cake and stuff. That also was done, and it reminded me completely of, like, Disney. A really messed up Tim Burton Disney type song or something, and seeing this type of song coming in where the Sea Slugs are just dancing, not working, and all that, I'm like, Disney. Just straight Disney. You know Oda has been probably watching a lot of Disney movies for him to be putting something like this in a chapter. But it's really nice. I like seeing that final segment. Very beautiful, by the way. Artwork and everything. Really appreciated it. So, that's about it. The chapter overall, very good chapter. Liked what I saw, liked what I read, can't wait, and also what's really good news is that there's no break next week. Now, don't get me wrong, I mean, I know Oda needs his breaks, I'm fine with that, I think all of us can agree, Oda needs his breaks. We don't want the man killing over, because he's a really good writer, he does really good chapters of One Piece, so if the man needs a break, he needs a break, don't fault the man. But, I'm really happy to see that there is a chapter next week. We don't have to worry about no chapter next week, no cliffhanger. We have a chapter next week, so very happy. So yeah, one quick thing before I end this video, as a brief reminder, I know I probably should have said this at the beginning of the video, but most likely if you watch the end and you're wondering or something, basically, there is not going to be any Boku no Hero chapter this week, just as a brief reminder. I know many of you One Piece watchers and all that watch me probably don't care about Boku no Hero, you may not, but if some of you do, just as a reminder, there is no chapter of Boku no Hero, so if you're waiting for it today, it's not coming out, it's on break, so anyways, you all have a wonderful day or night wherever you live. Please be safe. If you enjoy my content, please subscribe. And if you like this video, please leave a like. Love you guys. Please be safe. Chibi out.